Hello everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House, and welcome to Tarot Tuesdays, where we explore all things tarot, and I present a weekly general tarot reading for this upcoming week, which is the week of June 28th through July 2nd. And while it's a general tarot reading, you just might have clicked on it to find some bits of direction, maybe some clarity, some motivation, and even inspiration to take you through the upcoming weeks ahead. My name is Claire Candy Hough, and my name is also Angel Ariel, as I had an angelic walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003. I'd like to welcome back my loyal subscribers. It's lovely to be in your energies again, and I want to thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing to these YouTube videos. It does help my channel to grow. And for those who have found the Claire Candy Hough YouTube channel for the very first time, let me share a little bit more about myself. Through my full-time business, which I created in 2003, 19 years ago, my business is Angel Healing House. I'm a Reiki master teacher, having taught hundreds and hundreds of Reiki practitioners and master teachers around the world. I'm an intuitive, a psychic, a clairvoyant, tarot card reader. I do past life clearings and ancestral healings, and I also do twin flame energetic reconnection, whether your twin flame is here in this incarnation with you on the earth plane presently, or they have remained across the veil. And once we connect with them, they can help us immeasurably in our lives. So to find out more about my award-winning books and to find out more about my services, you can always go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or you can phone Angel Healing House on 831-277-3716, and do remember that is Pacific Standard Time, as we are in beautiful Santa Monica, California. I'd like to send a big thank you to all of those people who have made donations to my PayPal account for my free weekly content. If you would like to make a donation, I have left my PayPal link in the description box down below with all of my contact details. And thank you for everyone who has offered your wonderful feedback on last week's reading, which used a 5-card spread utilizing 3 decks and 3 cards for each position, each one of those cards from a different deck. This is what I call layering, to give more depth to each position. And since I got so many favorable comments on that, I would like to use and continue to use that today. But before our reading, I've received several emails from people wishing to know the best ways that they can care for and clear their cards. Well, the reason we wish to clear our tarot deck is to purge it of any unwanted energies that it might have picked up, either through reading for another person or having another person handle our cards. Now, there are several ways to clear our cards, and these are represented by the elements of nature and the elements of spirit. One way to clear our cards, is by working with spirit. To purify cards, we can visualize a beautiful column of white light from the heavens, and we can take our tarot deck with intent, and we can imagine that that white light is coming down from the heavens and entering our deck, and then continuing through them down into the very core center of the earth, grounding and purifying the energies. Then we can pull the light up into the cards, and there it will remain. This is a great purification exercise if we feel like our energies need to be cleared or that they need to be boosted, and we can do that anytime. Imagine that white pillar, that column of light entering into us, and then taking that way down deep and grounding that into Mother Earth, bringing it back up and holding that light within us. It does make us feel re-energized and restored anytime we feel like our frequencies are dipping a little bit. Now, another way to clear our cards is next we can clear cards with the element of fire. No, don't set your cards alight, but we do this through smudging or incense burning. Smudging has a very, very long association with many cultures and with purification rituals. Some of my recommendations, which I love to use on my cards, are white sage and lavender. Also, frankincense is a favorite of mine, as well as, of course, Palo Santo. Now, another great way to clear our cards is through the element of water. And again, this is not to be taken literally. Please, this does not mean to immerse your cards in water or put them in the washing machine. The moon has long been associated with the fluid, watery energy that powers the ocean and has so much to do with its influence on all bodies of water. What we can do is we can take our deck, doesn't have to be a full moon either, but we can take our deck and we can put it on a windowsill and leave them there overnight to refresh and restore their brilliance. So, wonderful way that we can restore. Just like we restore our crystals out in the moonlight, we can do the same for our tarot decks. Another way to clear cards is through the element of air. And one of the ways that we do this with air is by purposeful reshuffling of our cards. This does take a little bit longer, but it yields fresh, new energy. And every time I do this, I do it periodically for my readings, the cards seem to be more responsive, they seem to be lighter and with greater clarity. Now, this is especially for professional tarot card readers. If you give lots and lots and lots of readings and the cards do take on lots of energies, this is a great one to do periodically. Like I said, it does take a little bit longer, but it yields great results. Take the 78 cards in the deck and put them in the order of the 4 suits, going from ace down through king or ace up to king. And then place the major arcana cards, starting first off with 0, which is the Fool, and going through to the World, number 21. Then, once you have all of those 5 separate piles, put them together and shuffle the cards with focused intent to purify them. And with this focus of kind of like prayer-like, methodical, organized shuffling of the cards, it's through that energy of the shuffling which will provide the air and the restored energy. And then whatever way you like to shuffle the cards, make sure they're well shuffled. And this should re-spark your cards. Because, especially when we give lots and lots and lots of readings, so we may not have a lot of times to really give it a thorough shuffle between each reading that we do. And this way, periodically, they just get reordered. That breaks that energy, and then we get to go again. Next, cards can be cleared with the element of earth. One of the ways we clear by using the element of earth is with our lovely crystals. This can be as easy as taking a crystal. I have this lovely clear quartz one here, which I put on top of a deck. And when it's not in use, clear quartz and amethyst are great. All crystals have wonderful healing, calming, restorative properties. So, you get to choose. You get to choose which one is good for you. Now, I did hear of, and through the almost 20 years that I've been reading tarot, I have heard of several people who take their tarot cards and they put them in a cloth bag and they dig a hole in the earth in their backyard and then they cover it over. And the restorative energies from the elements and the minerals in the soil seep in and restore their bag. Now, this is a great way to use that earth element as well. You might want to put a stake in the ground, and so you don't forget where you buried them. Or if you have a dog that is around and is watching you, you may end up with an empty hole the next day and can't find your tarot cards. So do be very careful if you do intend to clear them with earth this way. So whether we're a professional tarot card reader or not, many of us have been very guilty of finishing off our lunch, grabbing our cards to meet a scheduled reading time, and found that our cards have picked up some of our lunch. And, whether you're eating a tuna fish sandwich or you're, maybe having something with some chili on it, or it's terrible when you get something on your cards and it is sticky. Or even worse, our cards have been in the direct firing line of a spilled cup of tea or a cup of coffee, which is tipped over, creating quite a soggy mess. Now, with laminated cards, furniture polish works really well to give them a nice sheen. Some people use baby wipes, but I find that has too much of a residue for me. So the best thing to do is be very careful when you're handling your cards, as nothing really sticky gets onto them. And lastly, once our cards are cleared, we want to ensure that we will get a consistent, smooth, even, graceful shuffle from the deck. I have used in the past something called fanning powder, Fanning, and this can be purchased from a magic shop. And please do not use talcum powder as a substitute for fanning powder, as it absorbs moisture and it will create the opposite effect by making your cards sticky. So within all of these methods, there should be one or two that catch your fancy to keep your cards bright and clear and recharged. And remember, we're no different from our tarot deck, and our energies get spent and they need to have a reboot. So you can go over those and reboot your own energy. I mean, certainly you can smudge yourself. You can bathe under the moonlight, and I wouldn't suggest burying yourself in the earth. That is not a suggestion of mine, but the one about bringing down the column of light and re-energizing with the divine white light of heaven, bringing that down not only into our cards but into ourselves. And you can do these with our physical bodies as well as with our tarot cards, and we will get an extra boost from that. Another thing that you can do, and I forgot to mention this, is aromatic or essential oil spray. One of my favorite, and I spray it over my cards very lightly. So I use it up here and I go like that. Just this fine mist comes down, is Palo Santo. But, so I'm going to do a 5-card spread today. I'm just picking up my cards. But before I shuffle, I want to mention that today is a very important day because today is that I'm doing the recording on, is June 28th, 2022, and we are under the magical spell of the new moon in Cancer. And if there's one thing that crab new moon is known for, its deeply felt emotions and a great yearning and longing for safety, security, having a comfortable, stable foundation where we can call home. And because new moons are all about fresh starts, there'll be many in the conscious collective who will be having fresh starts, as they will be moving because of unexpected opportunities. Perhaps job and business offers will see them moving locations. With the planet of prosperity, expansion, and good luck, the planet Jupiter, playing such a major important role in this new moon, perhaps you'll be the beneficiary of a legacy, a will, an inheritance, some kind of financial monetary windfall, providing you with the funds to put towards the dream of moving. Now, the posse of angels, this is my angelic family who I am part of. We are very excited because many of these moves will have us connecting with our soul tribe families, the ones that are most like us in resonance and energetic signature, so that we can work and have fun, collaborate and play together. And we can get more of a feeling of coming home and being home. And that excites us very much. So, with that falling on the floor, let me just reach down and get that. Sorry about that. Let me grab my tarot cards. And I'm going to be doing a 5-card spread. And the first position is going to be... No, I'm not beating up my cards. I'm clearing them. The first position is the general situation. That is the overall, just an overall general situation where we are as a collective. Could be in your individual case, if it resonates. And the second position is going to be what is crossing us. What is crossing us is what is either helping us or hindering us. It can go either way. The third position is going to be our challenge. The fourth position is advice from spirit. Now remember, challenges are not problems. Challenges are our ability to grow and expand. And just because something is labeled a challenge doesn't mean it's not to be not to be looked upon as something negative. It's just something that is going to help us to grow. The fourth position is going to be advice from spirit, and of course the last is the outcome. Now, that's a regular 5-card spread, but what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be taking 2 other decks, and I'm going to be choosing another card for the general position, and another card for what's crossing us, another one for the challenge, another one for the advice position, and another one for the outcome. And then this is what I call layering. It layers the depth of message for us, creating more and more information for us to glean more from the cards. And then I'll choose a third deck to really go deeper and see what we get. So the decks that I'm using, first up is my deck, my Angel Healing House tarot deck. And yes, that's me, taken about 20 years ago with my curly hair. Angel Ariel. Then I'm going to be using the Smith Waite. That's right, I said it right. The U.S. game system put out a commemorative 100th year Smith Waite deck commemorating Pamela Coleman Smith, who never really got her just rights when they called it the Rider-Waite deck. And the beautiful mystic rose on the back there, and then the golden Art Nouveau tarot with the beautiful, beautiful gold on it. So without further ado, let's have one more shuffle. And let's see what comes out for our general situation. Okay. Oh, another thing that I forgot to do. I completely forgot. I pulled 2 cards before the session from this deck. I love this deck. It's called the Golden Insights Oracle. And then I chose from Manifesting, what is it called? Manifesting Abundance by Midnight. And that's the back of those cards. The first card that came out for us in the general situation was phone call. Phone call, text, communication, dialogue, conversations, a desire to be heard and to speak. So, with this new moon today and fresh starts and many people now being seen and heard and contacted about where they're going to be moving to. This is what you've been waiting for, what many have been waiting for, that communique coming in. And then from the Manifesting Money by Midnight card, this card came out, which I love this card. It's the Rose. It's financial relief, being content, your career, supporting, job security, growing. So these are in absolute 100% alignment and confirmation with what I said before about many now receiving the communication coming in about that financial relief, about those new jobs, about those new business opportunities, perhaps that windfall, perhaps that inheritance, a legacy, or something, a job security that will get us moving. So, 2 very good cards. I'm glad I remembered to get them. Let's pick out 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the first general situation. Here comes the communication. We have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is all about action, about something coming in and getting our attention. You know, when the Knight of Cups comes in, it's really difficult to avoid or ignore this coming in. And who would want to ignore it? The Knight of Cups is I call him the mushy knight in the tarot deck. He's the tall, dark, and handsome. He's the knight in shining armor. He's the one that comes in and fills up our heart's desires. Now, this could be your heart's desire for love, but it more than likely is your heart's desire for your next path to step upon on your next part of your journey. Now, with this new moon today, there are many out there saying, because of the astrological energies, that anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks after this new moon, people should be seeing something very tangible in their physical reality to give them some indication of where they are going to gallop to. And the pelicans are very purposefully put in the cards there, because the pelicans are all about comfort and nourishment and nurturing. And if you have felt like where you're living is past your use by date, there's nothing untoward wrong with it, and it's nothing negative where you are, but maybe you've outgrown it, like a coat which has grown too small for you, and you're ready to move on. You're ready to move on to that place where you're going to feel more a feeling of being at home. So do watch and be observant for that communique, whatever that is, phone call, text, email, could be snail mail, could be somebody knocking on your door. You never know. You never know where these people are going to come and when they're going to come in to bring you the information. Spirit works in amazing ways. That's our general situation. The next, what's crossing us? What's either helping us or hindering us, and we have a pregnant tummy. No, we're giving birth. Now, I would say that this is going to be helping us. It's a very fertile time. It's a very creative time. What my angelic family, the Posse of Angels, are saying to me is that especially those in the creative arts, those who have written books, those who have written screenplays, those who have created TV shows, those who have created blogs, YouTube channels, radio programs, all of these things have a creative bent to them. There's going to be support coming in for that. If you haven't done that already, doesn't mean that you can't do that, but it's a creative time that you are going to be noticed for your creative efforts, and it's a very abundant time, because look at the wheat there. The wheat there is about harvest, the harvest, and to be able to eat. And the rose card I just held up was all about a supportive role, somebody coming in and liking what we've been doing and wanting to promote and support our efforts to create more of what we've been doing. And I would say that that is going to be helping us tremendously. I like that I put the raven, not the raven, this is a blackbird, and the blackbird is, well, he has similarities to the raven, but that spirit is having a very heavy hand in connecting the people now that are going to help us, support us, and they're going to be part of our soul family. And we are going to feel home when we are with them. Next card is what is challenging us. And remember, challenges are not problems. They've come because we're ready to evolve and we're ready to grow. The Justice card. This is about karma playing out in our life. And in the challenge position here, and they're saying that many people, because it's been a long time coming, they don't think it's ever going to happen, and so they've closed down to receiving. That's the challenge. The challenge is to open ourselves up in the way that Spirit wants to give to us now, because it'll be for our greatest good and for the greatest good of all concerned. There will be many in the Conscious Collective who are now signing contracts for better jobs, contracts for new collaborations, joining new groups, joining those higher communities of light to establish those new structures and systems after so many of the lies and corruptions have been revealed on our planet, how we've been lied to, and creating a new era on planet Earth. So that's your challenge. Your challenge is to open up and receive your just desserts, your karma pay out and pay back for holding the light and being of such invaluable service to Mother Earth and to our planet, and to contributing to light upon the planet. I love that card. And my Justice card. So open up to receive. And we have to get out of our own way. Drop all expectations and attachments. How this communique is going to come in for us. Hello, come on in. Okay, next card coming in for us is the advice from Spirit. Spirit, what do you have to tell us? Okay, it's the Three of Pentacles. They're saying that we don't have to do this ever alone again. Many of us have felt so isolated, and not just because of the tyranny of the lies of the restrictions that we were put under, but we have felt so devoid and so apart from, and rightfully so, from a world that was operating under this corruption and greed and dark, evil matrix. But now, the advice from Spirit is to open up to collaborate with others. Open up to connect, because wherever two or more are gathered in that higher source and that higher light, miracles occur. 3 is the number of miracles. And with it being pentacles, this is very tangible material and financial remuneration for our gifts and our talents and our abilities. But we have to let go how that comes in and no longer attached. You could be doing something very different from what you've been doing for the past 5, 10, 15, some of us almost 20 years, but you'll have all the skills and abilities to be able to do it. So there you go. So that's the advice from Spirit. And the next is our outcome. And this is the Four of Wands. Sorry, the Four of Wands. It's more stability. What I mentioned about Cancer. Cancer is a sign that absolutely needs security, stability, a strong foundation, a feeling of being at home. This is the home card. This is also the marriage card. It's the 1111 card. It's the divine union card. But certainly when it comes to home, and if you are wanting a home, this outcome will be that you will be led to a new home and a new union. A new union could be a business union, could be a business partnership, and it could be with a wonderful organization that feels so at home. I love that this is the final outcome of this reading, which is the Four of Wands. But as they say, but wait, there's more. Because I'm going to now take the Smith-Waite deck, this one. And I'm going to choose 5 cards and see how we can layer this reading and see what other messages come through to give us a little bit more depth. Just to give us a little bit more depth. One email that I received from a tarot student said she thanked me profusely for my what I call my layering technique. And she said she's now able to give more in-depth readings. And she says she finds that it just provides a greater capacity for not only more messages, but not really clarifies, but gives them more depth. That's basically it. It just gives the readings more depth. Okay, let's 1, 2, 3, and the first card that's coming out to layer our mushy knight, our Knight of Cups, is another movement card. Both of these knights, both of these cards, the Knight of Cups and the Chariot, are movement cards. Definitely, there's movement. There's movement in the air, which is a general situation. Even if you're not moving homes, this could be, you could feel a bee in your bonnet about renovating. You might want to renovate your home. You might want to redecorate. Even if it's just moving furniture around, you might want to repaint a wall, put some shelving in, doing something different to create more comfort and more of a feeling of ease, ability, and being secure and safe, and more homey in your home. So the Chariot is saying that yes, it is a time of movement for many people, and we will be shown how to move on. It could be for some people, the Chariot card could mean that you're getting new wheels, so making it much easier for you to move if you've had a clunker of a car and wouldn't think about moving your stuff in it. The wherewithal could be coming in, as we saw in the Rose card, which is financial relief and job security and growing in a more supportive role in your financial freedom, that you would be able to buy a new car and purchase a new car. So that is pretty great confirmation that is a time of traveling. Okay, so let's put those over there. The next card was what is either crossing us to help us or hinder us, and we saw that it's definitely a time for us to be helped by this creative endeavor that's going to be coming in and helping us to birth something along with this connectivity that's coming in. And the card that is clarifying this is the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is messages around money coming in. Hello, ring, ring. Why don't you give me a call? And also that reminds me, I don't know if that was an ABBA song, but money, money, money. That's another song that they're singing to me, maybe because they're both ABBA songs. But this is definitely messages about money coming in to help us to birth something on the planet. You know, I've said this many times before on my Angel Healing House Blog Talk radio show. We are not here by happen chance, and each of us holds a very integral puzzle piece of the planet to bring forth and contribute to bringing about those new structures, creating and working on those new structures and systems of light to help with this planet. Now that it's broken out of this dark matrix, is to rebuild this new planet into a planet of light and keep it that way. So these two are very much in alignment with one another for what is crossing us to help us. The next one is our challenge. Our challenge from Spirit was karmic paybacks, karmic payouts, was those contracts, the truth, the justice, the balancing out of our lives. And the one that's going to layer that is another major arcana card, which is the World. This is going to end a cycle for many. A cycle of scarcity, a cycle of lack, a cycle of feeling like you just want to go home, because now you'll be connected with your soul family and you'll be working in collaboration with great things for this new era of light on the planet, and you'll be getting a new chapter. The World is certainly a card of celebration that we have reached the end of a very important era, but now is the new era beginning. And these two cards do go hand in hand with that. So I love that. I love that. If we had a challenge with the World card, maybe you're having a challenge in giving yourself the credit which you so richly deserve, because you think to yourself, well, I didn't do much for the light. Every time you were kind, every time you were forgiving, every time you were compassionate, every time you gave somebody the benefit of the doubt, every time you were non-judgmental, all of these things, and you kept your peace inside, and you just kept giving of yourself generously. That was giving to the light. So maybe you have a challenge in giving yourself credit for all that you've done for the light. That was the challenge. The next position, remember, that was advice from Spirit. The advice from Spirit was opening ourselves to collaborate with others. And the Smith-Waite deck has the Fool card. And the advice from Spirit is you're going to be setting your feet on a brand new path. They want you to set your, the advice is to do it with the naivete of a child. Don't be a fool, because just because you're offered something doesn't mean you should take it. Tune into your intuitive knowing. Tune in to your intuition, that deep, divinely connected intuition of yours as to whether you should take this sort of collaboration and offer, business offer or job offer or not. But open yourself to do it with fun and playfulness, and find the wonderment in it, because it's not there by happen chance. And you co-created with Spirit to come to you, to provide that next jumping off point for that next journey that we will be starting at, the next Fool's journey, where we go through, much like Joseph Campbell wrote in The Hero's Journey, to discover more about ourselves. And that's advice from Spirit. Okay, where are we going? Okay, the last one is our outcome, which was the Happy Home card, which is the marriage card. Not only in love, but in business and relationships. And then the card that layers that, look, is the Four of Wands card. It doesn't happen very often, but in this case, it's the same card. How important is that for Spirit to give us two of the same card as our outcome? This is the Happy Wedded card. This is the Happy Home card. This is the Moving card. This is the 1111 card, where everything comes together for us. All our hard work. And of course, number 4 is stability, security, and a very strong foundation, and a feeling of coming home to ourselves. Wow. I love that same card came out. But wait, there's more. We're going to layer again, and we're going to use this deck, which is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. So, let's see. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Knock, knock. Come on. I hope you're going to do some new moon rituals. One of the best things that we can do under a new moon is goal setting. Just write down, from now until the new moon in Leo, which is a month away, what do you want to see started? Maybe you have an idea for a business. Write down your business's mission statement. Write down what things you want to offer. Perhaps it's a service of yours. Show the universe that you're serious about this. Excuse me. And the more that we put energy into something, the more the energy will come back to us. Set those intentions for those new moons. What do you want to see happen? Because you're creating your own reality. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's take our first layered cards. We had, remember, we had the Knight of Cups coming in with the proposal, coming in with the offer. This is the card. The Chariot was layered upon this. This is moving. This is some kind of movement in our lives. The Chariot is also the card of victory, triumph, rewards, promotions, a victory card. The card that is going to help layer that third one is more communication coming in, and it's the Page of Swords. Some people have said that traditionally the Page of Swords is the youngest knight. He is the one, which stands on top of a mountain and is fighting clouds with his sword. He's not very grounded, as he's an air sign, but his messages cut through. They cut through the information in order to bring us clarity, as so many of the sword cards do give us clarity and that mental awareness and that sharpness that we need to be able to make a decision in moving forward. So there's the layered 3 there. Let's go to the next one. The next one, remember, what's crossing us? And in this case, it was definitely giving birth to something of a creative nature. And we had another page, the Page of Pentacles, which is going to bring us this creative rebirthing, is going to bring us messages of money or material goods coming in as a result of this. And the third layering card, I love this, is the Star card. This is the card about our wishes and hopes coming true. You see the stars over the crown of the Empress. She is abundance. She is abundance. She is the card of harvest. She is the card also about wishes coming true, birthing them into reality. And there we have the Star card. Perhaps many are going to be with that communique coming in. Many are going to be stepping into roles in which you are going to be spotlighted. The recognition and the spotlight will be on you as an authority in your field. But it bodes very well, as it's a card of not only of hope, but it's a card of wishes coming true. Beautiful, beautiful layering there of those 3 cards. Let's go to the next one. And the next one is, our challenge. Our challenge was to receive, and receive the karma that we so richly deserve, and also to give ourselves credit for all that we've done in this cycle. And all that we've given to the light. And the next layer here is the 10 of Pentacles. This is confirmation of the Rose, financial relief, supportive role, job security, growing more into that finance. And this card is also, and I did mention this before, it's also the card of inheritance, a legacy, building something that when you collaborate with others, that you're leaving a legacy for the planet. So I love that. I love that that's coming in. And again, opening to receive the windfall that is so richly yours. You've earned this. And now all we have to do is open to receive it. The next is advice from Spirit. And then we had the 3 of Pentacles, the Fool card. This collaboration or connection that is going to be coming to us to financially, monetarily remunerate us through our skills and our talents, will be giving us a fresh new start, a new path to step onto, and it will bring in the 2 of Cups. Advice from Spirit is tap into your heart. Make sure it is something that is intuitively in alignment, but if it is, this will bring in partnerships of all kinds for us. And they'll just feel and make us feel like we are at home And the Two of Cups certainly is a card of harmony, diplomacy, partnership, coming together, and the like minds, and more than that, the like-hearted coming together and working together, because there is the Spirit there. There's the Dove, the Holy Spirit, and Mother Mary, and coming together to work together, to play together, and to create together. And I'll go out and buy a lottery ticket if the third card is, again, another Four of Wands. Oh, let's see what this one is. No, it's not. But it is the Chariot card. Didn't we have the Chariot already? Yes, we do. We had double Chariot. The Chariot came out in the first one. So that's more confirmation that we are going to be moving to this stronger foundation of security and stability, and home, wherever that is. And this is, again, the victory card. And to have victory as our outcome, well, that's never a bad thing. I'm going to go over here and grab my Making Magic cards to finish off. I would say that's a wonderful layered reading. Two Chariots, the Star, the Empress card, which is abundance and prosperity and harvest. Opening up the Legacy card, the inheritance, financial abundance, all coming in. While I'm shuffling, the posse of angels, my angelic family, are saying, while it may get very, while it will be wonderful for many, for others who are not awakened, July is going to be a bit of a rough patch, because more and more is going to be revealed to us, how we've been lied to, and it's going to be more and more public, how it cannot be denied. And all we need to do as light workers, light seekers, whatever you want to call yourself, you star seeds, you walk-ins, or light workers. I'll show you that one while I'm laughing. All we need to do is we need to hold our peace, hold our light, knowing that the light has already won on the planet, and just keep pouring our love. There, we might be more in demand as people need our services. Don't tell anybody that you told them so, but be there as a gentle, kind, could be a shoulder to lean upon, because it's going to be horrendous for those who have not awakened as yet. And that's how public and revealing a lot of this is going to be. Okay, come on, posse of angels, jump, jump, jump. I'll choose one. Oh, okay, there we go. And one more. Oh, okay. You want that one? Okay. Why I laughed before is Abracadabra with Wings came out. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Didn't I mention Jupiter? Jupiter is having a huge role and is playing a huge role under this new moon in Cancer. Jupiter is expansion and is prosperity and is expansion, good fortune, abundance, good luck, all of those things. Keep your light inside. Keep hold to what you know is true, and just be that example and spread your wings, because Spirit is now going to be sending us over the next 2 to 6 weeks Some people might even say 2 months. But that lift in how we're going to take off and where we're going to move to. What have I been talking about? Traveling. What came out is safe and happy travels. You can't make this stuff up. Protection from harm when journeying. They're basically saying, have a nice trip. And the last card is Felix Felicitas. I love this card. Power symbol to create lucky, serendipitous events along your way. Along your way. Along your travels. So we have good fortune, protection, and we have lucky, serendipitous events along our next part of our journey. What more can you ask for? Everyone, I hope that's been helpful for you. Do remember, in a couple of days' time, I have my Angel Healing House Blog Talk radio show, and I would love you to call in for a free mini angel reading. I've given away in the past 11 years, I've given away thousands upon thousands of free mini angel readings, and I would love to you to call in and see if you can get on the show. I must say I am very sorry. I was under the weather this past weekend. I didn't have any puff in the tank, and I couldn't do my walk-in Angel Ariel's Weekly Wisdom. Some people said, where are you? You're always so consistent. But I'm back on track. Bing! I only have 2 speeds. One is, thank goodness, it rarely happens that I plummet and that there's no puff in the tank. But most of the time I'm bing, it's showtime. And so there will be another YouTube of Walk-In Angel Ariel's Weekly Wisdom on Saturday. So as always, everyone, go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. I'm wishing you love. And as always, angel blessings. If you're interested in my award-winning #1 Amazon International best-selling books, either go to Amazon for them in print and ebook. You can go, and if you love to purchase and download audiobooks, 2 of my #1 books are on audible.com. And I'm the narrator, and there are professional voiceover actors breathing life into the other characters. It's executively produced with such care and such attention. And for any of my other services, please do go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. And all of my contact information is in the description box down below. So take care, everyone. Have an absolutely beautiful week. Bye.